Hi there, welcome to the 6th Baz tutorial. Today I am going to make some audio effects, and to affect the audio, first thing I'm going to use is the audio that comes straight from my microphone built into the laptop here, for which I'm going to make an object. Instead of we can double click here. Instead of, just for the hell of it, instead of using this thing called an Easy ADC, which is one option for getting sound in from your microphone or whatever you have plugged into your sound audio device, I'm going to use something called an ADC. So I'll make a new object, clicking the N key with the patcher unlocked, and I'm going to type in here ADC with a tilde, of course, because it will be a sound producing object. Alright, I just wanted to show you that if you hold it, we've seen this object, this before, but if we double click the ADC object, which we do by holding down the Apple key, or the command key on an Apple, or control on a key on a PC to sort of temporarily lock the patcher, and brings up this DSP status. I think I might have shown this before, but just in case you're interested in putting something into your computer that's not just whatever I've got here is my built-in mic. I could also choose my built-in input, which I have nothing plugged in to my line in on this computer at the moment. Probably should, but there you go. So I've got my built-in microphone, just in case later you want to put in a guitar or something you might need to change this input. I'll just leave that up there for a minute while we keep going here. I'll put in our Easy DAC, which we can bring up from the palette, I suppose. I don't even know the shortcut for that. There's the Easy DAC, and let's just plug this straight in here. The output of the ADC straight into the Easy DAC. If you're like me, when you start up, if you're like me and you have an internal microphone on a laptop, when you start up the Easy DAC here, you'll probably get feedback. That would be my guess. As we're hearing here, the other thing you might hear, I'll turn my sound down just a little. The other thing you might hear is a kind of echoey sort of sound, or something a bit like when you're talking into your computer, you get something that sounds like you're in a room or something. You can change this thing called the I/O vector size to change that effect. Basically what you're hearing is some form of latency, which latency is the time it takes for the sound to get from the microphone through the computer to the output. Basically the time it takes to go through your computer. The lower the I/O vector size, the more the less efficient your processing is. But you get a lower latency, which is good for if you're playing guitar or something. Notice if you turn it all the way up as high as it'll go, you get quite a long delay, which is pretty unusable for a guitar and other sort of live instrumental input. So I'll leave it at 512 anyway. That's kind of the default. All right. Now let's create there's sort of two, broadly speaking, two kinds of audio effects. There's ones, in simple audio effects that is, there's the ones that you create by modulating amplitude, and there's ones that you create by using some form of delay. Let's just quickly make something that does, I'll disconnect my ADC there. Let's just quickly make something that uses amplitude modulation. So we're going to take the output of our ADC and connect it through something which will modulate the amplitude. First thing I'll put in here is a new object, again N, when the patcher is unlocked, it's just click N. And I'm going to put in here a multiply tilde. So this is just, we saw this right from the first tutorial, it's just a object that multiplies signal. We'll take our ADC here, and I'm going to take an object again from the first tutorial that we saw with the cycle tilde, and to be completely unimaginative, I'm going to type the argument, or in the cycle tilde, of 440, so it's an oscillator running at 440 hertz. I'll take the outlet of this cycle tilde and put it in the other inlet of the multiply tilde. So we've got our ADC coming in the left, our cycle tilde coming in the right, and then I'll plug that out through my Easy DAC, and we should hear the effects of this kind of sound here, which makes me sound a little bit like a frog at best. But yeah, ribbit, give you a little ribbit trying. Yeah, so this is this effect would be commonly called a ring modulator. Basically, you're producing upper and lower side bands around the frequencies of your input. You can go read about that in all sorts of complicated books if you like. You might want to save this right now just in case you want to play with it later, because I'm going to destroy it